Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this lecture, we will discuss the time evolution of a Gaussian wave packet. Now let us start with our topic, that is the time evolution of a wave packet. So here, if I will consider the wave function, suppose at time t equal to 0, if I will represent this as psi naught of x, and after some time t, suppose this wave function now becomes psi of xt. So after the evolution of the time t, the wave function now will be psi of xt. So let me write the wave function of a wave packet, the wave function of a wave packet at time t equal to 0, at time t equal to 0, we can write this is suppose psi naught, this is psi subscript naught of x, that is equal to suppose integration over minus infinite to plus infinite dk into the amplitude a of k exponential I kx. Okay, this is suppose equation 1. Now at later time t, I can write the wave function of the wave packet, the wave function of the wave packet at time t, or at later time t, this psi becomes psi of xt, and it can be written as this psi of xt will be equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite dk, the amplitude part, that is a of k into exponential iota, this kx now becomes kx minus omega t. So this is basically the representation of the wave function at some time t, or after the evolution of the time t, the wave packet can be written like this. This is your suppose equation 2. Now if I will consider the dispersion-less propagation constant like that of the light in the vacuum, then I can say this omega will be proportional to the wave vector k, or I can write this omega will be equal to c into k, and here this c equal, it is the proportionality constant, and that is called as, this is the proportionality constant, and it has the dimension of the speed, okay. Now if I will substitute this omega value in this above equation, this omega, in place of this omega I will put c into k. So now I can take common this k term outside to this, so this will be exponential ik whole into x minus ct. So let me write the equation again. This will be just let me show you first. In this place omega, I will just write c into k, since here the k term is present and the second term k is present. So simply I have to take common this k term. So the final term will be, this will be exponential ik whole into x minus c into t. Okay, so I have to write this. Now let me write it here. The final expression, that is psi of xt, it can be written as, this is equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite dk into the amplitude a of k exponential iota k whole into x minus ct. Okay, or this is also written as, this will be psi of xt equal to psi naught of x minus ct. We can write also like this, x minus ct. It means that the wave packet simply, it travels along the positive x direction with the speed c without any change in its shape. But this is not true in case of the propagation with the dispersion. So in such a case, omega is a function of k. Now let me write, suppose if I will consider the propagation with the dispersion, so in that case, suppose let omega is a function of k. Let omega is written as omega of k. So in that case, we can write this psi of xt, this is equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite dk into the amplitude a of k into exponential this will be iota kx minus omega t. So in place of omega I will write this will be omega of k into t. So simply here you can see that this omega is the function of omega k. So now let us assume that the wave packet, it is strongly localized in the k space about k naught. Let the wave packet is strongly localized in k space. K space about k naught. So in that case we can write this a of k, we can choose this a of k equal to exponential minus alpha into k minus k naught whole square. So this is the Gaussian wave packet. So this is simply for the amplitude, if I will consider, this will be exponential minus alpha whole into k minus k naught whole square. This is the representation for the Gaussian wave packet. Here this alpha is a constant and it is very large, and it has the very large value. We can say it is very large in nature. Now we can write the psi of xt. We can write now psi of xt, that will be equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite decay into exponential minus alpha whole into k minus k naught whole square into exponential iota kx minus omega of k into t. Okay. Now if we will assume that this omega of k, it is a smooth function of k, so that we can expand this omega into the Taylor series expansion. Now if I will expand this omega into the Taylor series about k equal to this, let me write, if I will expand, let us expand or expanding omega into the Taylor series about k naught. Now we can write this omega of k will be equal to omega of k, this will be equal to omega of k naught plus k minus k naught whole into the first order derivative of omega, that is d omega by dk at k equal to k naught plus 1 by 2 k minus k naught whole square d square omega by dk square at k equal to k naught, and so on. D square omega by dk square at k equal to k naught, and so on. Okay. This simply, let me write just a minute. Yes. So this can also be written as, this will be equal to omega of k naught plus this will be k minus k naught into, for this d omega by dk I can write this will be, suppose omega naught prime at k equal to k naught, if I will put the value, this will be simply the first order derivative of omega, and if I will put k equal to k naught, so this will be suppose omega naught prime plus the third term will be, let me write it as k minus k naught whole square into suppose beta plus so on, where this beta equal to 1 by 2 into omega naught double prime. Now if I will put this omega of k value in this expression, so we can write, this is suppose equation 3. Now if I will substitute this value omega of k value here, now you can write this expression as, this is your decay exponential minus alpha k minus k naught whole square into exponential ikx minus omega t. So in place of omega I have to write this expression. So now I can write this psi of xt will be equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite decay into exponential minus alpha k minus k naught whole square into exponential iota kx minus omega naught t minus, this will be minus k minus of k naught whole into omega naught prime into t minus k minus k naught whole square, this whole square into beta t, the bracket end. Okay, so this is the expression. Now in this expression you can see, if I take common exponential iota k naught x minus omega naught t outside the integration, now let me write first. If I will write, this is equal to exponential iota k naught x, since the integration with respect to, we have to calculate the decay only, so this term is your constant k naught x minus this omega naught t, this term is your constant. In again integration over minus infinite to plus infinite, this is your decay into exponential iota k minus k naught whole into, this will be, you can see here, if I will take common, this will be iota k minus k naught, this will be x minus omega naught prime into t whole into exponential, this will be minus, this term is present, alpha into k minus k naught square, and here also exponential iota minus k minus k naught whole square beta t, this will be alpha plus I beta t whole into k minus k naught whole square, this will be k minus k naught whole square. So here you can see the expression, if I will take common, this is your k minus k naught square, and here also k minus k naught whole square, this will be minus, taking common, this will be alpha plus, this minus minus get multiplied, minus with the iota, so this minus sign is already taken common, this will be plus iota beta into t. Okay, so now here also let me write in the simplified form. If I will write this psi of xt or this psi of xt, we can write this is equal to f of xt into exponential iota k naught x minus omega naught t. This total integration term, this is your f of xt, where this f of xt equal to, if I will write it here, let me write it here, where f of xt, that is equal to, so this f of xt equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite decay prime, if I will write this as decay prime, exponential iota k prime x minus omega naught prime into t into, this will be exponential minus alpha plus iota beta t whole into k prime square, and here this k prime will be equal to k minus k naught. Here simply we have substituted k prime equal to k minus k naught, and here the group velocity, we know the group velocity Vg equal to, the group velocity Vg equal to omega naught prime, because here we have considered this omega naught prime equal to d omega by dk at k equal to k naught, this is at k equal to k naught. So we can write this f of xt equal to, this is equal to integration over minus infinite to plus infinite, this is dk prime, suppose exponential iota k prime, suppose if I will write, suppose any function zeta, this is suppose zeta, exponential minus gamma k prime square, this is your gamma function, gamma k prime square. Okay, so where we have considered this zeta is equal to, this zeta equal to x minus the group velocity Vg into t, and this gamma any constant, that is equal to suppose alpha plus I beta t. Okay, so that the expression will be, so you can see here in this expression, this is x minus omega naught prime t, so this omega naught prime, this is nothing but your group velocity Vg, so this x minus Vgt, this total, in place of this total term I will write zeta, and here this alpha plus I beta t, this is simply gamma, so the expression will be f of xt equal to integration over dk prime exponential ik prime vg, that is the group velocity, into zeta into exponential minus gamma k prime square. Okay, now if I use the integral, so using the integral in minus infinite, sorry, integration over minus infinite to plus infinite exponential minus alpha s square into exponential isx dx, this integration value equal to, you should remember this is equal to root over of pi by alpha into exponential minus s square divided by 4 alpha. Okay, so that if I will integrate this term, you can see I have to integrate this term, that is dk prime exponential ik prime zeta into exponential minus gamma k prime square. Now this expression will becomes the integration over minus infinite to plus infinite. This will be, let me write first, dk prime exponential iota k prime zeta into exponential minus gamma k prime square. So this will be equal to pi divided by, here in place of alpha you can see this is your gamma, so this will be pi by gamma whole root over into, this will be exponential, in place of x I have to write this will be exponential minus zeta square divided by 4 gamma. Okay, so this is our expression. Now if I will substitute the value of f of xt, we can see here this f of xt is nothing but this much. So here this gamma equal to alpha plus I beta t, and here the zeta value is this much and gamma value is this much. Simply I have to substitute this value here. Okay, so why we have written this symbol? So to simplify this total integration. Okay, now simply I have to substitute this value here. So let me write it here so that this will be clear to you. If I will write, you have to write it in the next step. So if I will write it here, so this will be equal to simply pi by gamma root over, this will be pi divided by gamma whole root over into exponential minus zeta square divided by 4 gamma. Okay, now simply I have to substitute this gamma value and the zeta value here. Now I can write this f of x2 will be equal to, here I will write, this will be f of x3 equal to pi by gamma. It means that here you can see pi by gamma root over, so this will be pi divided by alpha plus I beta t whole root over into, this will be exponential minus x minus vgt whole square, x minus the group velocity vg into t whole square divided by 4 into alpha plus I beta t, okay, and the bracket end and this bracket close. Okay, now this is the value of f of xt. Now we have to calculate the psi of xt. You can see here in this expression, this psi of xt equal to, in this expression, this psi of xt equal to f of xt into exponential ik naught x minus omega naught t. So if I write from this expression, I can write the psi of xt will be equal to f of xt into, let me write the function f of xt, that is pi divided by alpha plus I beta t whole root over into exponential minus x minus vgt whole square divided by 4 into alpha plus I beta t. So this is the f of xt into, I have to write exponential, this will be into exponential iota k naught x minus omega naught t. This is the value of psi of xt. And now we have to calculate the modulus of this function. Now if I will calculate the modulus of psi of xt whole square, now this will become psi of xt whole square, that is equal to, the root over of this much becomes pi divided by alpha plus I beta t. This will be pi divided by alpha plus I beta t whole square, or simply I can, sorry, this is the root over of this much square. So now we can write root over of pi into root over pi. So this is simply pi. But here the root over of alpha plus I beta t whole square, this will gives, if I will write, let me write it correctly. This will be, if I write directly, the complex conjugate of this alpha plus I beta t will be alpha minus I beta t. So if I will multiply this alpha plus I beta t with the alpha minus I beta t, then this will becomes alpha square plus beta square into t square. And again I have to take the root over of this much. Okay, since you have to calculate the square modulus of this alpha plus I beta t, so this will be alpha square plus beta square t square whole power 1 by 2. Again I have to write for this expression, this will be exponential minus alpha, this will be minus alpha whole into x minus vgt, this will be x minus vgt whole square divided by 2 into, this will be alpha square plus b square t square, this will be plus b square t square, because if you will multiply this exponential term, simply you have to multiply this exponential minus this much with that term. But here this alpha plus I beta term, its conjugate will be alpha minus I beta t. That's why this term only goes to alpha square plus beta square t square, and this one, that is this term, when get added with this same term, then this will be 2 into 1 by 4. So simply that is 1 by 2. And for this term, if you will take the square modulus of this, then you have to take the exponential minus iota k naught x minus omega naught t. So that will goes to 1. Now we can see here this total expression, this is known as Gaussian distribution in the configuration space. So here we have considered that the group velocity Vg equal to d omega by dk. This is always true. It is the group velocity of the wave packet. So if the wave packet is to be associated with a classical particle, then for the classical particle I can write, for the classical particle I can write this Vg equal to Vg, that is the group velocity, we can write equal to p by m, because you know the linear momentum equal to mass into velocity. So the velocity you can write the linear momentum divided by mass, and that is equal to, in place of p we can put h cut k. So again this divided by m, or again I can write the d omega divided by dk, that is the value of the group velocity Vg, that is equal to h cut k divided by m. And also in this expression, if I will calculate, or this can be written as h cut into, let me multiply one h cut in the left hand side and the h cut on the right hand side, then this will be h cut into d omega, that will be equal to h cut square divided by m into k into dk. And if I will integrate this, so integrating this above expression, I will get this h cut d omega integration will be h cut, the constant, and the d omega integration will be omega, that will be equal to h cut square by m is your constant, the integration of k dk, that will be equal to k square by 2, and some constant with some integration constant. So basically we can write, you know, p equal to the linear momentum, we can write that is equal to h cut k. So here we can write this will be equal to h cut omega equal to p square divided by 2m with some constant. Okay, so the first term on this right hand side, so this is nothing but your kinetic energy of the particle, and the second term, it is the constant of the integration, so it has the dimension of the energy also. So this is nothing but, this constant term is nothing but your potential energy. This is your potential energy. So we can say that if a free particle it moves in a region where the potential energy is constant, so it encounters no net force. Okay, now we have to calculate the width of the wave packet, that is after the evolution of the time, that is for the psi of xt, we will calculate the width of the wave packet. So in the previous expression we have calculated the width of the wave packet for the at time t equal to 0. For that case we have calculated the value of delta x as well as the width for the, in the k space we have already calculated. So here we will calculate for the width of the wave packet for the time evolution. So now we can write the maximum value of this psi of xt square. If I will write it here, so the maximum value of the modulus of psi of xt square, this is the psi of xt modulus square, is this will be pi divided by alpha square plus beta square t square whole power 1 by 2. So you can see from this expression, this term, that is pi divided by alpha square plus beta square t square whole power half, this is the maximum value. So at t equal to 0, if I will put the value t equal to 0, then this value will becomes this beta square t square also goes to 0. So this will be simply pi by alpha square power 1 by 2, that will be pi by alpha. So I can write the modulus of psi of x at t equal to 0, or simply you can write psi of x modulus square, that is the maximum value, will be equal to, its maximum value will be equal to pi by alpha at t equal to 0. Or we can say that this psi of xt modulus square, this value, it drops to 1 by e, it drops to 1 by e of its maximum value, when you can see here in this expression, this exponential minus of something term, this total term, this psi of mod square, the psi of mod square, psi of xt modulus square, it drops to 1 by e, that is this total term, if it goes to 1, then this will becomes exponential minus 1. So I can write when this value goes to 1, so this will be this psi of xt mod square, it drops to 1 by e of its maximum value. So now I can write the total term, that will be equal to, that is alpha whole into x minus vg, that is the group velocity into t whole square, divided by 2 into alpha square plus beta square t square, that is equal to 1. Okay. Or if I solve this expression, if you can solve this expression, you will finally get, after solving, this x of t, that will be equal to the group velocity vg into t plus or minus, this is vgt, this will be plus or minus 2 by alpha, no need to calculate this, alpha square plus beta square t square whole root over. So this is the final expression for the x of t. Now if we will calculate the width for this, then this delta x of t will be equal to, simply if you write vgt plus 2 by alpha into alpha square plus beta square t square root over minus of vgt minus 2 by alpha into root over of alpha square plus beta square t square, then you will get 2 into 2 by alpha, this is whole root over, let me correct this, this is whole root over of this much. Okay, this will be 2 by, just a minute, 2 by alpha whole into alpha square plus beta square t square, this will be whole root over, or this can be written as, this will be 2 into root 2 alpha, I can write this as, this will be equal to this delta of xt, we can also write it as 2 into 2 alpha root over whole into 1 plus, if I will take common alpha square, then this will be 1 plus beta square divided by alpha square whole into t square, beta square by alpha square into t square whole power 1 by 2. And here if you can remember, we have considered this beta value equal to, we have considered previously, this beta value is nothing but 1 by 2 of d square omega by dk square at k equal to k naught. Okay. And also we have calculated that the omega value equal to, if I will write it here, we have already calculated omega equal to h cut k square divided by 2m plus some constant, You can see here in this expression that we have already calculated, If I cancel this h term with this h term, this will be omega will be equal to h k square divided by 2m plus some constant. So from that expression I can write like this, or this will be d square omega divided by dk square omega divided by dk square at k equal to k naught. I can write this will be equal to, if I will take first derivative, then this will be 2 into h square k divided by 2m. So 2 get cancelled. Then for again the derivative if I will take, then this will be simply h divided by m. Okay, so we can write this, then this beta will be equal to, here we have considered this beta value equal to 1 by 2 into d square omega by dk square at k equal to k naught. So here this beta value will be equal to, here I can write, therefore this beta value will be equal to h divided by 2m. Okay, now if I substitute this value in this expression, that is psi of xt, so this will be, sorry, this is delta of x of t, that is the width of the Gaussian packet. Then this will be, if I will put this value of beta here, so the final expression will be, if I write it here, then this will be delta x of t will be equal to 2 into 2 alpha whole root over into 1 plus h square t square divided by 4 alpha square m square whole power 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the expression for the width of the packet in the configuration space. So the quantity, this h square t square divided by 4 alpha square m square, it increases with the time t. You can see when you will increase this the time t, then this term increases. It means that the modulus of psi of xt square x comma t whole square, it gets flatter as the time goes on. That is, it leads to the decrease of the degrees of the localization. So if I will plot a curve, you can see here, suppose if I will plot first for the initial at time t equal to, for the 0 first I will plot, then that after I will plot after some lateral time t. So initially, that is at time t equal to 0, if I write at time t equal to 0, then this is the graph between, this is suppose modulus of psi square versus this is your time t, and here this is the graph between at latter time t suppose, and this is your suppose mod psi square. Now here at t equal to 0 case, you can see here the graph will be somehow look like this. Okay, the graph will be somehow look like this. It means that this is, suppose this point is your pi by alpha, and this is your width. This width delta x will be equal to 2 into root over of 2 alpha at time t equal to 0 we have calculated. But at some later time t, this wave, this wave packet, you can see somehow it gets flatter. This part is your pi divided by the root over of alpha square plus beta square t square, or this width is your delta x, and this is equal to, we can write, this will be 2 into the root over of 2 whole into alpha square plus beta square t square divided by alpha. So it means that when the value t, this value t is very less than 2 alpha by, let me write, when this value t is very less than 2 alpha m divided by h square, then this total term, that is h square t square divided by 4 alpha square m square, this total term is very less than 1, or we can say that we can neglect this term. So under these circumstances, this delta x value, it goes to 2 alpha root over. Okay, so it doesn't depend on the time basically. That is, if this t is very less than 2 alpha m by h square, then the wave packet, it propagates without changing its width appreciably. So this is all about the time evolution of the wave packet, and here we have already calculated the width of the wave packet. That is, in the time evolution we have calculated the width of the wave packet. This is all for today. Thank you all.